It was because here in this land, we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
The United States of America is the most successful nation the world has ever known. I think that's largely because we're the freest nation. Humans cannot reach their potential, cannot realize their dreams unless they're free.
If prosperity were easy, everybody around the world would be prosperous. If freedom were easy, everybody around the world would be free. Their strength. Valley Forge wasn't easy. Going to the moon wasn't easy. Settling the West wasn't easy. We are the American people. We have seen difficulties before, and we always overcome. This is about rolling up our sleeves. We might have some differences, but as Americans, putting our head down and getting it done.
The United States.
This is America, Jack.
We're Americans.
This is the power of suggestion.
The ultimate gala spectacle. You want to hear the truth? Yeah, I want to hear the truth. The truth is,
its cruel symptoms can strike anyone.
That's all I'm going to say at this time.
What creates an extraordinary life is an extraordinary mindset.
Now that I got your attention, listen to this.
Let's go!
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good. Control is good. 5, rocket copy. 3, 2, 1, engage.
The Wayne Dupree Program.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're listening to The Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, here on War Radio. We are America Radio. As you can see, we have new lighting in the studio. We have new lighting, and thanks, Micah. I kind of talked this ear off for the last couple of days, but I want to thank Micah for helping me get this up and going. We got the dog next door who is happy that we got new lights, but I want to say thank you to those who donated to the show for this upgrade. And this is just a start. Michael was like, look, dude, you got to do something with those lights. Those lights are horrendous. I was like, what are you talking about? But, they're lights, Hey, look, if you're going to do a podcast, get the lights. Oh, well, if you're going to do a video podcast, get the lights. And get away from the desk lamps, okay? We did it as long as we could, but thank God for each and every one of you that participated in our fundraiser, and we have it. We're going to close it down after the inauguration. So those that we're going to give, you still have a chance to give, but I just wanted to let you see what we're doing, okay? And it is going to be great. I'm going to bring in Hutch and Stacy in just a few seconds, but I want to welcome. We got some news for you. And I'm going to wait till Hutch and Stacy get on the line, but we got some news for you tonight. All of you are going to be happy because all of you played a part. So, it's one of those things, man. It's just one of those things, and okay, you know what? And usually, we usually take a call the first part of the show, at the beginning of the show, to test out our phone system. So I tell you what, we're going to get Betty on the line right here from Alabama. How you doing, Betty from Alabama?
Well, look at here, Mr. Dupree and as you said, Mr. Hutch Taylor.
Not on yet, but yeah, we're gonna bring him on.
Okay. How are you? I'm so glad to be talking with you, Wayne.
How you doing?
And next time you come to Auburn, Alabama, you just get them to direct you to Mobile, Alabama.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I sure will.
Look, darling, I tell you what, I don't know how you feel about this thing with John Lewis and President Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He, black folks, to me,
mm-hmm.
Being black is a religion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you talk about being black, there's certain people that just go out of their mind.
Right.
But you say something about Jesus, it doesn't faze them at all. That's the truth. And I'm sick of it. And you know what? I believe black people are causing the black race to be on my curse.
Oh, I know
Not
that.
Me.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. Hey, Wayne, you thinking the same way?
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The Congressional Black Caucus, to me, has been a detriment to the black community because they are not pushing the agenda of the black community. And I know, there's a whole lot of people out there. Well, we shouldn't be seeing color. Okay, well, you know what? I understand it. I understand it, and I love your heart. I do. I love your heart. I love who you are as a human being. I love that. But there is a black community. There is an urban community that needs help because the Democrat Party has destroyed it for the last 60 years. Now,
exactly.
The Congressional Black Caucus, they haven't done a damn thing. They haven't done anything.
Nothing.
They are happy to just be in Congress and to have that title, congressman or congresswoman. That's it.
That's it. Wayne, honey, we are thinking the same way. And they don't care about black people. They have to have a poor class in order to pretend that they working for the poor.
That's right.
They want to keep black folks poor.
Yes, ma'am.
And as the old folks say, oh.
That's right.
And I'm from the South, and I was here. I watched that 1965 Edmunds Pettus Bridge situation with John Lewis. I just want to get back to this because this is vexing me. John Lewis, the way I was brought up, I was brought up by the old bishops, and they said that God was turning this thing himself. And people got out there trying to be big and bold and trying to force this the civil rights agenda when God was turning it himself. That's what the old bishops taught us.
Mm-hmm.
And John Lewis, if they had obeyed, they defied state police orders. And you military man, when you defy orders, you subject to get shot up, your butt beat.
That's right. That's right.
And they cause that on themselves by defying orders, just so that they can vote. Right. And that's how, I mean, and look, to me, the struggle has been aborted. And
right.
especially when you see all these black children, they haven't done anything.
Nope.
The black family has been annihilated.
Yep.
And I'm one of those older blacks. And when I came up, everybody had a wife.
I remember those days. Look, Betty, and Betty, I gotta let you go because we gotta get into the show. But I tell you what, though, you can call. You call back, not tonight, but you call back. We can get more. We can get more into this. I mean, especially if the Congressional Black Caucus want to go down that road, we can call them out.
Yes.
We can call them out because this is real talk, baby. This is real talk. All right.
Yes.
So, all right. Thank you, baby.
Bye-bye. I'm listening.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. I love how, look, if you call in on the show after that and you take me off that high, you ain't going to call in on this show. You don't call it on this show. Y'all got to stay on Betty's high. On Betty's high right now. And laughing in the background is my co-host of the Wayne Dupree Show, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, Hutch?
Good evening, Mr. Dupree, and I must say that I had to put my P-Funk George Clinton sunglasses on because you are so bright up in my monitor, up in Marcus's monitor, that, man, that looks good, my man.
Does it look good?
Good evening.
Okay, all right. I mean, I was, and I got to tell you something too, Hutch. I was going to hold it, but Micah said, let Hutch know. If Hutch say something, follow it. If you can look in the corner, you don't see the bottom of the banner anymore.
How about that? Look at that. You fix that chain and you'll be ready.
Oh my God!
Because you can see every molecule of your set right now. I'm just saying.
Is it that good? Is it that good?
It is. It is.
That good?
Absolutely, man.
Okay. Yeah,
absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen that participated in the GoFundMe /WD show, thank you very much, man. We're moving on up. I feel like the white dude in the Jeffersons.
Bentley. And we also have the First Lady of War Radio, Miss Stacy Rush, on the line. What's up, Stacy?
Good evening, y'all. How's it going tonight?
How are you doing?
I am doing beautifully. Just absolutely beautifully. 4 days to go. Couldn't be happier.
4 days to go. 4 days to go. I feel like jumping. Oh my God. We've been waiting for, and honestly, and we'll jump into this. We'll jump into this within the show. But we didn't even have to be here. We didn't have to be here. Republicans should have taken care of this problem 8 years ago, but they didn't. And then they could have took care of the problem 4 years ago, and they didn't. So now you did it. Each one of you that are listening and watching and listening, each one of y'all did it. Y'all said, screw mainstream media, screw DC politics, screw all of these people that were getting on TV trying to bring us down, and now look who's on. And am I boasting? You damn right I'm boasting. Am I going to linger on it? No, because we got work to do. See, where I am in my mind, I want things to change. I want things to change, man. I want things to change now. I want things to, I want jobs for Americans. I want better schooling for kids that can't get schooling, good schooling. I want these communities cleaned up. I want crime down. I want a whole lot, and I demand a whole lot from the people that we put in office. Now, do I expect them to do all of that? No, but I do expect them to move all of those bottlenecks out of the way so that we can get the job done on our level. Because all these regulations, all these rules, and all these tissue paper feelings, people and the dog next door, all these people right now are just are kids, man. They're kids. Hutch. Kids, Stacy.
No.
Kids.
I agree with you. And the thing is, you listen to these media people, and I really can't understand that, but they still don't get it. They still have no idea of what this movement is about. And they're going to find out pretty soon, because what they've done, and I know you followed this, Wayne, but we had this little small White House press corps office in a converted swimming pool in the West Wing. And now, Sean Spicer saying, there's not enough room.
Yeah.
There's only enough room in there for 40 people. And we got Wayne Dupree out there. He needs a spot. And I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. RSBN, Breitbart, you guys are getting ready to be fossilized.
Yep.
In the media. You're getting ready to just be in stone, because you're getting ready to be torn right up. You're not telling the truth, and everybody in the country knows it. When Fox News puts up a poll that Donald Trump has, whatever it was, 40% approval rating, the same polls that told us Hillary Clinton was going to win by 30 points, you don't get it.
No, and I think it was on clear display today when they tried to get Martin Luther King III to attack Trump after their meeting. They just keep going back to the same old tired playbook, and it's done. And not only are we going to have new press in covering the White House, but they don't even get that the whole race baiting issue, it has kind of passed its prime, just like the war on women has. When we start seeing jobs return to these inner cities, the mainstream media is not going to know what to do with itself.
And you start getting black men earning good, solid paychecks, and they're going to start taking the family back too.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when and I got to tell you,
I'm telling you. Well, go ahead. Go.
Well, they want to keep trumpeting up John Lewis, and let me tell you what a genius John Lewis is. John Lewis gets beat half to death in the 60s by Democrats and joins the Democrat Party. That's a genius.
You know what? And every time when I think about that, and people can take it for what they will, I'm taking it for this. They must have beat them so bad. They beat them into the Democratic Party. There's no sense for those black civil rights activists and leaders to join the party that was hosing them.
That went to war against them.
The hoses were tearing off the skin, man. The water hoses.
It's disgusting, and it's all about power, the promise of power and money. And It's disgusting that you would get in bed with the same people who did that.
And then on top of that, then they run that lie. Well, the Republicans are in charge of the South. Guess what? The Republicans weren't in charge of the South when that happened. And then when Republicans did take over, I didn't see no Republicans putting up any signs saying y'all couldn't eat with white people. Now, I don't see any Republicans saying y'all couldn't go to school, that blacks couldn't go to school with any white people. Now, what you got to say about that? What y'all got to say about that?
The Democrats have kept the public education system so bad to keep people stupid so they would go along with this thing. I mean, you think about it, school vouchers is a civil rights issue of our era. Get these kids out into good schools.
Right. Right. They don't want our kids to have good education, because if they have good education, and if they learn, if if kids today went through what I went through in 2008, when you really start reading and learning, and you pick up those books and you understand who did what, when, and where, and why, there's going to be a revival in this country. There's going to be a whole lot of chairs being thrown, man. There's going to be a whole lot of heads busting open, because that's how I felt when I found out that because I grew up thinking Republicans had slaves. And then when you look at the next D'Souza's movie, not one Republican owned a slave. Not
you look
one.
at some of the writings of Booker T. Washington and Martin Luther King, and they warned about Al Sharpton. They warned you about Jesse Jackson. They said there's an industry that's out there that is making money off of keeping racial polarization in the forefront. And they're out there right now.
Did you see his march over the weekend?
I didn't. Was there tens of people there?
Yes. Yeah. There was tens of people. There was a pastor in charge of I can't remember how many. There's a lot of churches. And he dropped a message on Friday. He's like, don't go to Sharpton's thing on the mall, because they didn't do nothing for 8 years when Barack Obama was in office. So don't show up, because he's mad right now. Don't show up. And I guess the people didn't show up. And it rained on him, too. It rained on his little cockaline himself.
I want him to pay his taxes in Leavenworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. We just talking. This is real talk, baby. This is real talk. And y'all see that new little logo up in the top left-hand corner.
I like that. I even saved image as. It's in my files.
Well, we got some T-shirts coming out soon too. We got some T-shirts coming out. We got what is that, 609? Is that 609 on the line?
Yeah, it looks like.
Yes, Wayne. How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's your name?
Steve from New Jersey.
Hey, Steve, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just wanted to comment on the topic you're discussing.
Go.
And it all goes back to Saul Alinsky, his version of what he wanted to do to destroy the party on the Republicans, mostly because of what his agenda was to get into the minds of the people through the media. So I wanted to get your opinion on that, Saul Alinsky. Because it was in the movie Hillary's America, if you remember.
Yeah, it was. It was, and I think that he came along and joined on to what was happening and tried to put a face on it, but I think it was bigger than that. Seriously, I understand what he did for the party type, but the party was already evil, and the party was already a terrorist. Well, a whole lot of terrorist arms grew from that octopus. So they were. You know what? And it's kind of bad to even talk about it. They were not only lynching. They were not only lynching black people. They were burning black towns. There were black towns back then. Black whole towns.
There still are. And they burned them.
Right.
They burned them. And Saul Alinsky didn't have nothing to do with that. So, I understand what you, and I understand because Saul Alinsky had something to do with the thinking of Barack and Hillary, but things happen way. The Democrat Party is the oldest, dirtiest, evilest party that has been around in a while. So, and I used to be part of it, and now I'm not. So,
good for you. Well,
people that have been lining up, the Democrats. I heard Bill Bennett say something today, guys. He said something that was very profound. He said, John Lewis and the rest of these 30 some odd Democrat representatives in Congress that have said they're not recognize Donald J. Trump as a legitimate president, and they're not going to go to the inauguration. Think about that. They all took oaths.
I know.
To support the Constitution,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're going to remove themselves from the American experience.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're represented by any of these people, you ought to think about that.
And absolutely. And I seem to recall a lot on the Democrat side and in our mainstream media clutching their pearls over, the thought that Donald Trump might actually question the results if he didn't win the election. And now we have these Democrats sitting out of the inauguration. I mean, I find it disgraceful. I find the behavior absolutely disgraceful. He is the next president. I cried when Barack Obama won in 2008, but I picked myself back up and I moved on with my life.
Right.
Because it is part of how our system works. And these people, they just keep, in my opinion, they have taken over the Democrat Party. There is no Democrat Party. These are complete leftists who despise our country. And someone in the chat room just said it was total childish behavior. And I say, keep on, keeping on, keep showing yourselves, continue on. Hollywood, keep making those stupid videos. Please tell us how you're going to survive Donald Trump in your $1 million mansions with your security guards and all your guns, preaching global warming to everybody while you fly on your private jets everywhere, how you're going to survive the Trump presidency. Y'all continue, please continue, John Lewis, continue mainstream media showing yourselves, because you're showing yourselves out of power.
Let me add this, and I know, and I've said it, but in thinking about it, let me retract. I don't think it's childish. This is racist. This is racist. What John Lewis and the Democratic Party and the NAACP are doing is a racist move against Donald Trump. But black people can't be racist. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Well, I
think it's deeper than racism.
No, look.
It's anti-American.
You put a prominent historical, that's what they call him, historical civil rights hero.
I'm so tired of hearing that.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm sorry. The dude hasn't done nothing since 1969.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm so with you on that. But you put him on TV, give him a mic, Sunday morning, and let him get on there and say, I think he's illegitimate. I think Russians helped him. You know?
You know what John Lewis is, Wayne? John Lewis is completely insulated from any retribution because of his courage in the civil rights movement. So you know what he is? He is the guy that the white leftist Democrat leadership, he's the guy they go to when they want him to say something nobody else is allowed to say.
I've been saying it. The white liberal leadership has been using the dummy Congressional Black Caucus as their mouthpiece when they want to add some type of racial component to a situation. That's what they do.
I mean, when Allen West, when he was a congressman, was invited to a lunch with the Congressional Black Caucus and brought fried chicken, they made a story out of that. Like he was doing something wrong by bringing lunch. You know, I didn't mean to stun anybody with that.
I would have brought
proclamation,
but I would have brought some hog maws.
But I mean, it's phony. The whole thing is fake.
It is.
And
it is fake. It is fake.
It's sad that they subjugate themselves.
But you put him
like that.
You put him out there. You put him out front. And I even tweeted this out. Everybody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to attack. Donald Trump attacked black civil rights icon. Y'all are some stupid, lazy, non-truthful people, man. He responded to a guy that publicly said on global television and used his prominent status too, that Donald Trump isn't a legit president.
The Russians are the reason that the Hillary Clinton campaign was undermined. Really?
Yeah,
did you hear anybody from Russia come to you and say, hey, vote for Trump, not Clinton? I didn't get that call.
Yeah, I didn't get that call, and I guess Russia hacked her crowds too. Bernie Sanders had more crowds than she did. Bernie Sanders had more crowds than she did. So I guess Russia hacked her crowds and her tickets and stuff like that. Man, y'all get out of here. She was a failed candidate. She was a crooked candidate. She was a criminal.
Yeah, look at what she did to Bernie. I mean,
she cheated him.
That's why I cannot any longer support Fox News, man. Chris Wallace Sunday yesterday is still talking about this Russia thing. Now, there's so much going on in the world right now. For you to continue with this for the fourth week is clear. It's clear that you're shilling for your corporate masters, man. I'm sorry. Thank you, Stacy, for alerting me to that.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome.
Six companies run everything.
They do. They absolutely do. And when you see it on there on Fox News, it is a little disturbing that the one, larger network that is supposed to have some sort of balance to it continues on this story. And I still find it fascinating that I have yet to see any proof of this so-called Russian hacking into either one of those two systems. On top of it, you have the information that they were able to leak to WikiLeaks and other places that were posted. That was the information that changed the election. And yet we still don't have proof that Russia was involved in it. And they continue to conflate the two issues as if this is the reason that Donald Trump won. And it's not the reason Donald Trump won. She was an awful candidate, and no one will discredit any of the information in the leaks. They are actual leaks of information between Democratic operatives. And that's the issue. If any minds were changed, I believe it was the Bernie Sanders supporters after the DNC leak, and had a lot less to do with anything that came out of John Podesta's emails. Mm-hmm. But there's no way to measure how that actually affected the vote. There is no evidence whatsoever of one vote being changed by Russia. And P.S. to that, again, I still have seen zero that shows that they actually hacked into these systems. Exactly. And I find it ridiculous that they keep talking about this. And the only reason they keep talking about it is what y'all talked about. You have these 6 companies who control pretty much everything that we consume, and they need a reason for the Democrat fail. The reason the Democrats failed is exactly what you said, Hutch, and that is because she is a god-awful candidate, period, end of story.
Right, she's god-awful, she's a crook, she's a criminal.
She's ugly.
And, well, yeah. And you know what, too?
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I mean, look. Honestly, to tell you the truth, America didn't elect her because we don't want somebody walking around in pajamas all the damn time. We don't want somebody
in the chat room did request some Wayne Dupree pajamas. I saw that earlier.
Oh yeah,
just when you were talking about the other stuff. Yeah, right at the beginning, but. Just thought I'd bring that up there.
Y'all some crazy people.
I know, right?
347, you're on our line. What's up?
Mr. Dupree.
Hey.
How are you this evening?
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Big Head.
Big Head.
All right, Big Head.
Anyhow, listen, guys. Wayne, I could not have said it better. These white liberals are using black liberals to be their mouthpiece.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Talk about it.
I couldn't have said that better. But there's something I would like to say about this congressman who is being put on this pedestal as a great hero.
Right.
And you guys couldn't have said it better. The Democrats beat the crap out of him in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And still joined their party. They beat him into the party.
Yep.
Anyhow, he got on TV, and he was very irresponsible to make statements that the Russians caused Donald Trump to win. That is very irresponsible. And that is not the right thing for him to do. All day long today, all I keep hearing is why Donald Trump got to be against a man who has done so much for segregation and blah, 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 blah. Now, this is the point this is the drum I want you guys to beat for the rest of the night. Donald Trump does not attack anyone. Donald Trump responds to attack.
Oh, yeah.
This guy attacked Donald Trump first by saying he is not a legitimate president. And all what Donald Trump do is quietly hit him back. Mm-hmm. What have you done for the last 30 years?
Right.
Go fix your constituent and stop talking.
Right.
You are more talk than action. So that's the drum you guys got to beat. Trump don't interfere with anyone. They interfere with him. And when he gives them the left jab, they can't take it.
Nice.
Good night, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you, man.
Keep the good work going.
Thank you, man.
And make sure whenever you guys get syndicated, don't be like Tucker Carlson. When you guys get guests to come on your program, make sure you get Republicans. We don't want people who get on TV spreading bad news. Because, when someone listens to bad news, the first impression is what counts. And then you got to go fix it. Yeah. So don't invite riffraff. Just get good people on your shows.
Thank you,
Have
man.
a good evening, gentlemen.
Thank you. Hey, you know what?
Sir.
And that was a great call. But let me, because I did put out a tweet, and I was like, are you telling me that you're gonna let somebody who y'all call a hero, who did whatever he did, you're gonna let him say whatever he wants to? And when somebody responds to him, you're going to say that person is racist or that person shouldn't have responded to John Lewis. John Lewis isn't God. He's not Jesus.
And, it reminds me of the Iran hostage situation. Every time, this is going to be for the older listeners, every time they talked about Qom in Iran, they had to say the holy city of Qom, the holy city of Qom. With Lewis, it's like the civil rights icon of the courageous civil rights icon. Stop it. He's not royalty, man. He's a guy from Georgia.
Y'all, honestly, if you really listen to it, sometimes it seems like to me y'all putting him over Martin Luther King.
Right.
Y'all, the way that y'all talk about John Lewis, because look, he walked with. The only thing that he didn't get was what Martin Luther King really was talking about. Mm-hmm. But he walked with. He wasn't leading. He walked with.
And he was probably about 12.
So,
Well, and wrong is wrong, and whether you marched for civil rights or not, it's just the same old crap. Like, we can't criticize Barack Obama or we're racist. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely, you don't get this cloak because you happen to be black or you happen to be injured during a civil rights march. I think it was god awful, but like you said, he ended up joining the party of people who ended up doing this to him. And what he's doing is disrespectful. And he's being paraded out there because they don't think that he's touchable. And I'm sick of this. I'm sick of having the untouchables out there.
And really, that's pretty cowardly because they probably, think about it. How do you go from getting fire hosed in Selma and dogs in your face and beat upside the head, his words, to joining them?
Yeah.
Did they pay him?
I'm telling you,
I'm
man.
sure they did.
Did they give him $500 and say, come on, man?
Yeah, no. They elected them. They brought them in. I tell you what, we'll go ahead and we'll give you this seat. We'll elect you. And there's a whole lot of black mayors that came out of that in the South too. They got prestige. They got a seat. And the Democrats right now, they don't want them to go nowhere. They don't want them to go anywhere. I thought about this a couple of days ago. They don't want Kara Z. Maxine Waters to go nowhere. They don't want Sheila Jackson Lee to go nowhere.
No.
They don't want John Lewis, and they don't want Johnson to go anywhere. They want them to sit in those seats and actually die in those seats, actually. But they want them in there, just like we said earlier, just like the caller confirmed. Because every time they need a racial component, they're going to bring these people up. Because then they can say, well, they march with King. I used to say on this radio show a long time ago, so many of the politicians, white Democratic politicians that went into these black neighborhoods, the first thing that they used to say is, I march with King.
Yep.
And usually a lot of voters would look at that and say, okay, well, since you march with him, I'll go ahead and vote for you. And that and when they elected Barack Obama, I was thinking, you know what? The Democrats have done it again. They have done it again. Now they can say, now these people can say, we voted. I was instrumental in voting for a black president, the first black president of this nation. I was instrumental. I was on the front lines. Front lines of what? Front lines of what?
You know, the other thing, too, that a lot of people don't really know about is that, of all those lynchings that happened in the South, a lot of them were white Republicans that got lynched. And that's not something that's very widespread or well known. But I researched it, and many more blacks were lynched than whites. But there were hundreds of white Republicans in the South right after the Civil War that were lynched as well. And when you listen to the slander that Republicans get from people like, the civil rights icons, it's just they're rewriting history.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, here along with Hutch Bailey Jr. and also Stacey Rush. Let's move to a new topic, which is the video that James O'Keefe put out earlier today.
Wow.
It's on the Wayne Dupree. It's on WayneDupree.com. When I saw it, I was shocked. James O'Keefe needs to get some type of award. I don't know what, but he needs to get some type of award to keep on being in the right place at the right time to get these videos on these people. But they were coming together, and they thought that they think that they're going to do something.
They're talking chemical warfare.
They're talking about doing some damage. Now, they were able to pull up these people. Okay. But that's some sinister stuff that they talking about, y'all.
No, ladies and gentlemen, what he uncovered was a group, not one group, several groups. I mean, if you watch the video, he kind of unfolds the story like he's going against the Gambinos. He's got the backdrop with the boss and the underboss and everything. He's got all these people they're planning violence for the inauguration. I mean, they're talking about chemicals that, like stink bombs, I forget the name, bucolic acid or something.
Yeah, something.
And putting it in the HVAC systems of the venues where the deplorable inauguration's going to happen, or the ball is going to happen.
They've been watching Batman too much, man.
I agree, but he took that to the Secret Service, FBI, and everybody, and hopefully they arrest these people and the media brings it out.
And it'll be interesting, too, to see what his next couple of
videos.
Yeah, that was part one. You're right.
Yeah, because I saw something before James put his videos out, and what it seemed like was a sort of a preview of the other side, if you will. Like they were trying to discredit the James O'Keefe videos because they knew that they had been caught. And so they tried to put out some sort of video previous to James's coming out. And it's kind of a convoluted story. I'm not explaining it very well. But from what I understand, they were trying to say, oh, we knew that James had people within our organization, so we fed him this stuff. And that's what they're running with. That's the narrative that the media and this organization is running with. And apparently the videos that are coming out over the next couple of days are going to disprove that even further. These people, what it reminds me of, guys, is the Democrat Party going back to Barack Obama's mentor's roots of domestic terrorism, very weather underground. Let's cause violence, essentially. Let's cause mass disruption with people who we disagree with. And I think they would do it at any cost. And I think they would have gone through with this, period.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, look. All this because a crooked criminal couldn't get elected. All this because and she was a bad candidate. She was a very bad candidate. Very bad candidate. She didn't talk about no issues. She didn't talk about anything except for she tried to take down Donald Trump on a personal level by calling him names and hitting him with personal attacks. Didn't talk about anything else.
She called half the electorate deplorables and irredeemables. I mean, she got right in our face.
Well, wait. If you are going to say irredeemable, you got to add the other word that she said, because it was irredeemable bigots is what she said. Irredeemable bigots. I will never forget that day. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here, we have a failure to communicate, and it's up to us, it's up to you, and it's up to everybody that is close to you, that believes that this country has been under siege for the last 8 years with a liberal agenda. They started out the first of the 8 years thinking that they were going to be in charge for the next 40. Do y'all remember that?
Absolutely. And the media was always on it.
They just knew it. James Carver and all of them. Oh, yeah, we're going to be in.
White people are going to die, and the Hispanics and everybody's going to come over and destroy it. Come on, man.
Yeah, James Carver. And if anybody has a chance, because honestly, the bar actually is really low. The bar is low. Barack Obama has taken this country down to depths that it hasn't seen in almost 100 years.
Since the 1920s.
All Donald Trump has to do is like just success after success after success. It's going to be 8 years. It's going to be 8 years, y'all, because then y'all are going to be like, we want to see what else he can do. we want to see what else he can do, and all of his advertisement commercials in 2020 is going to be all the stuff that he said that he was going to do that he did.
I know, right? It'll be so nice to see a doer in there for a change and not a talker.
Somebody's going to come up to Maxine Waters and say, I supported you, but Pookie and Ray Ray got a job over at the steel mill, and it's working good. We got to upgrade. We just bought a house over here.
Yeah, look.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the clean version. That's the clean version. Other people going to walk up to Maxine Waters and say, why don't you shut the hell up? Why don't you just sit down? Mm-hmm. Because you just causing problems. You just causing problems. All of y'all just causing problems. That's why Joe Biden made y'all look foolish. Y'all can't stop no electoral process. You got a senator's signature? Get out of here.
Right.
Get on out of here.
I'm telling you, when you have Bill Maher, who's already said in an interview, I think with the New York Times, that, we're the losers. Yeah, you are the losers. You guys really are the losers. And if you don't wake up and start understanding what's going on out there, then when these people do start getting jobs and the economy starts coming back and the wall gets built and our healthcare system gets better, they're going to find themselves lost in the woods if they don't get outside of their bubble. Now, personally, I don't want them to get out of their bubble. I hope they keep on keeping on.
Keith Ellison for DNC chair. Keith Ellison.
Absolutely. Please.
I'm telling you, I want it. I want it so bad. I want this. I want Keith Ellison to be to be DNC chairman. Jesus.
We need a prayer rug in his office, baby.
Give him whatever he wants. Give him whatever he wants. Because it's going to be so easy to run against him. Easy.
Mm-hmm. And he's one of the dudes sitting out, too, from what I understand.
Oh, naturally.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, I mean, you know, he got to do his 5 prayers a day. So it probably coincides. You know.
Allahu Akbar.
Well, I wonder if I got that.
I know you do.
I think I got that, Hutch.
But I'll tell you, Keith Ellison, you ought to dress the part, my man. You ought to quit trying to be like the president of Turkey, the imam in a suit. Get out there and wear that garb.
That's right.
Be proud of it.
Be who you are.
That's it.
Abdul Brahman.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it?
Rich dude.
Here it is. Here it is.
Grew up in a white neighborhood. You know, I can't wait to hear on Friday. Hail to the chief, man. They should change it up a little bit. They should roll tanks down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Look, just as soon as he gets finished taking the oath, Nancy Pelosi will be in the House in a corner.
That dirty Turkish Harkaback, Flatten, Fortin, Philip, Bunker, Barton, Perkaluma, Burton, Durton, Boston, Martin, and
Ladies and gentlemen, before I go,
you're running out of time, man.
Yeah,
before important thing.
Before we go, we got to let you know some news. Starting on January 30th.
Write this down, ladies and gentlemen.
Write this down. You got to put this down now. And I'm going to have more information on it throughout the week. So you're going to need to write this down. But starting January 30th, the Wayne Dupree Show will be syndicated national. Wait, hold on.
I was about to say, shouldn't there be some applause going on?
Some music or something?
Thanks to those who have participated in our fundraiser drive to upgrade us for national syndication. Our show will be broadcasted throughout the nation.
CRN, baby.
You'll be able to, CRN Talk Radio, you'll be able to listen to us on AM radio station, Roku, iHeartRadio, Apple TV. You'll be able to listen to us. And we're going to have all that information. We're going to have all that information for you throughout the week and some of next week. Well, all of next week. We're going to have all that information for you. But like I said, the upgrade has started. You see the lights now, and we're going to be getting Hutch in here. Well, not in here, but not in here. Video. Yeah, we're going to get him on video. Get his little nappy fro on video.
He's a hot comb, though.
But that's something that y'all played a part in.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all played a part in it, right? Exactly. And with that said, we will be back tomorrow night, 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for all of you on Spreaker, you know how we do things. Don't go nowhere. Okay, don't go nowhere. But we'll be back. We got 4 more. We got 3 more days. Whatever. We got 3 more days. Man, he gonna walk down that thing. He gonna put his hand on the Bible. His wife gonna be there. His children gonna be there. Yes.
We did it. Man, has this not been the longest transition in your life?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this transition lasted 3 years.
You know what? I mean, I also think one of the reasons why is because Barack Obama forced it like that.
He's dropping landmines everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and by the way, just because Donald Trump responded to something, he ain't attacking nobody. I mean, if he really wanted to attack something, he could have brought up all the things that John Lewis has done in the last 40 years, which is nothing.
He's the first Republican that has fought back in my life. Keep doing it.
They should all take I mean, when you're seeing Reince Priebus doing it, I'm saying, come on, people, y'all all start doing it. Please.
And thank goodness for all the Republicans that are standing up for him against this Russian thing. Not.
Morons.
Most of them are quiet. And then Rubio, you know, I don't even know why you even got back into the game, man. I really thought that you had seen the light. You ain't seen nothing, man.
Nope. He's still little Marco.
Yeah.
He's over.
I can't believe it. Hutch, I know. Stacey, how can people get in contact with you on social media?
The easiest way to get me is on Twitter, and it's Discovering Me 40. Just type in disco, and you can find me that way. And I am on Gab at the Right Rush.
Hutch.
Type in disco. I love it, Steve. Berg's Eye View on Twitter. Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook. Thank you, guys.
Hutch, you GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.com/Cold War Radio.
Hutch.
It'll be going on as long as Wayne's is.
Hutch, your
Cold War
mobile.
Radio at SteelCityResistance.blogspot.com. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, the warm-up for the Wayne Dupree program.
And your mobile app.
And we got apps. We got apps for that. Cold War Radio. I try to keep this the Wayne Dupree program, man. All this time I've been holding back. Go to the Apple Store, the iTunes Store, whatever that is, and the Google Play Store, and we got an app for Cold War Radio too, free, just like the Wayne Dupree Show app, which is excellent. You could even chat.
Yes, you can. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Wayne Dupree. Thank you for listening. Thank you for helping us out. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. Again, if you would still like to give, you can. We're holding it open for the people that said that they wanted to give something, but they couldn't at the time, so it's still open to you. But you can contact me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Gab. Just type in Wayne Dupree Show. And also, check out WayneDupree.com. That's right. We really did a great job over the weekend.
One of the top 65 news blogs in the country.
That's right. So we're trying to move that up. And we need y'all to keep on going to WayneDupree.com and sharing those stories. And I promise you, we will get... you go to WayneDupree.com and you look at some of those stories, you're going to laugh, you're going to look at some of those titles, you're going to be like, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Let me go ahead and share this. Okay? I mean, we're not trying to be funny, but we're trying to be real. And this is what we do on the Wayne Dupree Show is Real Talk. I want to thank Micah for helping me get this set up.
Producer man.
Yep. Y'all let him know that he's doing a good job. All right, Micah, take us out.